Hey everybody, Jason Roberts and Rachel Schneider here with REI Blueprint. We wanted to shoot a quick video about the importance of really how to analyze your deal, and I think that's where the profits are made, right? Knowing whether or not you have a good deal and knowing before you get there. I see so many investors, new investors, that go on a homeowner appointment, meet with the homeowner, go back home, figure their numbers, and then they want to email an offer over, and that's just not the way to get business done. It's not the way to, yeah, good way to lose your deal. Not the way you get contracts accepted. The right way to do it is what Rachel's about to teach you, is how to analyze that deal from the very beginning and know that you're making money and know what your numbers are before you enter the negotiation. So you want to kind of...
Absolutely. So this is I'm going to teach you everything that you need to be paying attention to about the subject property. And my preferred method is always going to be that you go through the MLS, right? But you could also obtain a lot of this information that I'm going to share with you through the tax records and potentially Zillow.
Right.
Okay, so the very first thing I'm looking at when I pull up my subject property through the MLS I'm gonna tell you. First thing I'm paying attention to is what's the bed's bath? What's that count? That's something that I need to be, and I'm actually writing it down like I am right now. So is it a 3-2? Is it a 4-2? What's that bed bath? Next thing I wanna know is what's the square footage? These are all things that I need to know when I'm comping out this property. Next thing I want to know is what's the school district? We all know that school districts play a lot in a buyer making a decision on whether or not they want your house or they want the house around the corner, right?
And that school district line can end on the middle of a street, because we've had deals sometimes where we almost made a mistake, and we had done a house in the same neighborhood or same area and it was fine, but this one was on the same street and it was a way less desirable school district, and so our offer needed to reflect that.
Absolutely. So next thing I'm paying attention to is year built. The last thing I want to do, and sometimes you get in these areas where it's kind of mixed use. We've got brand new houses and we've got houses that were built in the 50s. That's important, okay? Because if someone can buy a house that was built in 2000, they're going to likely pay more for that house or be driven to that house more than they are my home that was built in the 50s, okay? Absolutely. So I need to make sure that I'm comparing apples to apples. What else here? I'm looking to see, is this property in a flood zone? That's a real big deal for me. That's gonna factor in when you go to get lending. If it's in a flood zone, I never lend on a property that's in a flood zone unless I know what my end buyer's flood insurance will be annually.
It's gonna affect your end buyer big time, because they're gonna have a flood insurance policy that they have to pay for in addition to their mortgage payment, PMI, and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I had one just the other day increase the mortgage payment by $250 a month. That is a huge increase. You're gonna have a lot of buyers walk, because $250 is a lot of extra money. Next thing I'm looking at, hey sir, I'm gonna need you to move. I'm just kidding. But does that property have a basement? We primarily here in Missouri always have basements in our houses, but we've rehabbed in certain areas that
it's on a slab.
It's on a slab, and 2 houses down had a basement, right? So that's a difference, because whether that basement's finished or not, that's livable square footage that they can potentially move into or redo or whatever, that they can actually start spending some time in. And so when I've got a house that's sitting on a slab, I need to figure out, where are they going to have storage? Where will they put everything? And so you have to be thinking about that stuff. What am I missing here? We've got bed, bath, square footage, school district, year built, flood zone, if there's a basement, if there's not a basement. I kind of feel like I've covered everything there, but those are the main points. Pictures are something else. So if I have
and really type a house, really, right? So
absolutely.
I know this sounds kind of elementary, but for those of you that are newer in this, we can't comp a split foyer to a ranch. We can't comp a 2-story to a ranch home. We can't comp a condo to a home, or new construction to a 30-year-old house. All that stuff has variables that makes it different.
Absolutely. So make sure that you're paying attention to these things. And I was going to touch on pictures. If I'm in MLS, I'm going to scroll through all those pictures. I'm going to pay attention to when was this last put on MLS, whether it sold, whether it was just on and came off the market and it never did sell. This may give me an idea of what the current condition of this property was. If these pictures, if this listing is from 2 years ago, high chance that this house looks exactly the same, right? Absolutely. If it was 10 years ago, there may have been some updates, but this really kind of helps create that picture for me of what's going on, okay? So hope this helps you guys. This is what you're doing before you go out, so you have an idea of what this house looks like, and what the major points of that property are, okay?
Thanks for tuning in. Hope this helped you guys. Please like our page, Facebook page, REI Blueprint, and share this video. Help some other people that are looking to be investors or maybe are new investors that are in your friend circle. Thank you guys, and we'll be back soon.
Yep, thanks guys.